Hi guys, Arif here from A7 Sports, and today we'll be looking at how we prepare our cricket bets. So please, just first up, don't ever take it for granted that anything you buy off the shop shelf is ready to go straight away. Cricket bets, no matter where you buy it from, always needs to be knocked in, irrespective of the brand. And the whole point and purpose of knocking in is just to compress the face, just to allow to harden the face up by compressing it, by hitting it in. And this would aid in both durability and performance of the blade. The reason also why we do this is because wood has something called a memory effect. So from when it was pressed in, if so knocked in by a company, when the bet is shipped to wherever it's supposed to go in the world, when the bet sits on the shelf, the wood will actually come up, and then by knocking it in, you basically compress the face again and make it stronger and more durable. Right. Another reason why it is essential that you do your knocking in properly is because cricket bets are not getting cheaper. In the past 7 years doing this, we've seen bet prices already doubled, and I'm not too sure what the price of an entry-level bet will be in the next 10 years because of the constant demand for the product. So the more time and attention you put into your cricket bet, the better the durability, the better the performance, and the better your return on your investment in your cricket bet. Right. So generally how we do things. So we'll start, just say, let's take a new cricket bet to start. So something like this, which is 6 grains, would get about 4 to 6 coats of oil over 2 to 3 days. Once the oil is soaked into the bet, we will then start the knocking in process. So thanks to our good friend and buddy Wesley Marshall for one of these. This is just an awesome mallet that we've got from the UK, and this just makes life a lot easier. Right. So once the oil has softened up the cricket bet, we will then start to knock it in, and we basically use the round side first, and we'll knock it about 5 centimeters up from the toe just to indent it. And the reason why we start higher up instead of lower down is that the toe is very soft on a cricket bet, and if you start quite low down and you hit it quite hard, it can crack and damage the cricket bet. So by starting a little bit higher up, there's more support for the wood to indent. So then we'll indent the face up and down up till the sticker. After the indentation, we'll take the flatter part of the mallet and we'll work all of those dents out. We will then round the edges as well, and then we would knock the edges in with glancing blows just to round the edge up. Then we'll start the whole process for the second time again with the round side first, 5 centimeters up, and we'll knock it until it dents again, and we'll work those dents throughout the entire blade, and we'll take the flat side of the mallet and we'll make sure that all those dents are nicely compressed. Now, depending on the type of bet we're dealing with, each one requires a different time of period of knocking in. Generally with the open grain structure, after the knocking in period on the first day, we'd actually leave the bet for a day or two just to rest. And what we found in the past, that the wood would actually come up a little bit, and then we would then knock it in again for the third time. On a tighter grain structure, the wood doesn't come up that much, so we would then knock a tighter grain bet in about a period of about 2 days. With an open grain structure, knocking in, we would take about four days to fully knock it in. And once it's knocked in, I mean, the performance you get out of these cricket beds, whether it's open grain structure or a tight grain structure, is really, really good. After we knock it in, we then add our toe guard. And the reason why we add our toe guard after knocking in your cricket bed is just because the toe is nicely compressed. So after the toe guard, we then add a scuff sheet and then the edge tape. And I like putting on the toe tape as well. It's just to give the toe a little bit more durability. There's two pieces of tape around the toe. I mean, this is the weakest part of your cricket bed as well as the shoulders. So ideally you just want to add strength wherever you can. We've also found that a lot of the companies don't knock in your shoulder region. No knocking in machine would knock here because of the splice, but we actually knock in the shoulder region as well, and just to give it the extra durability, just in case a ball rears up and takes the shoulder. In the past 7 years, we've had about 6 bets come in on shoulder damage, and it's just because by knocking it in, you're adding a little bit more strength. On toe damage in the past 7 years, we've had less than 15 comebacks on toe damage. And it's also just because of poor quality cricket balls, you know, and improper shot selection. But we found that by just knocking your cricket bed by hand, you get a lot more durability and a lot more performance. And by doing this, by taking it to someone who knows what they're doing, you can then prolong the life of your cricket bed, provided you service it regularly for a few years instead of just one season. So now we're just going to do a little ball test on this fully knocked in cricket bed. We'll start with a old cricket ball and then we'll go to the harder, newer cricket ball. So let's see. So we'll start at the toe. Into the center. The center is very responsive, and then we'll take it up to the sticker. Right, so that's the old ball. This is the newer one. So let's look at the toe. Not amazing at the toe, but I mean, there's the center. I mean, this thing is just flying. It's up near the sticker. Oh my god. I mean, I'm not hitting it, I'm just tipping it up. And you can hear the sound. It's got a very nice, firm sound. If you guys need to know anything more about knocking in, please let us know. We'll try to answer any questions you might have. Please like, share and subscribe. And thanks for watching. Bye.